All right, so in this video, I'm going to be going over the VA home loan, more specifically, how to use your VA home loan multiple times. So many veterans think the VA home loan is a one-time use, but that is not true. You can use the VA home loan multiple times, and we're going to go over lots of different stuff in this video. But before we dive into that, for those of you who don't know, my name is Dylan Sievering. I'm a North Carolina real estate broker. I separated from active duty in 2021. Since then, me and my family have used our VA home loans to buy over $2.5 million in VA home loan real estate. I think it's over 14 doors, over 4 different states. Now I use these channels to guide veterans and service members with their VA home buying transactions from coast to coast. So whether you're California, Texas, Arizona, New Mexico, Missouri, Iowa, Kentucky, Tennessee, Minnesota, Rhode Island, Connecticut, Maine, Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, Virginia, wherever you may be. I schedule calls with veterans and service members 7 days a week to discuss their goals and opportunities and point them in the right direction with mortgage lenders and real estate brokers. So if you check out my website, vahomexprt.com, there's several links there and scheduling pages, and there's also a ton of free resources for multifamily analyzers and pre-approval estimates and COE instructions and all kinds of good stuff. So check it out. But if you like the video, comment on the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. I don't do these things. I used to not do these things myself, but if you right here are able to like the video, comment, share, subscribe, but it will help get this information, the VA home loan factual details, to the right people so that veterans and service members are the most well-informed regarding the VA home loan transaction. Less than 13% of the eligible population take advantage of this huge program just because there's a lot of false information out there. So something as simple as subscribing, sharing, liking can help change people's lives. But let's get in here. What we're going to cover today is the VA home loan entitlement. We're going to go over what it is, what it means, and then we're going to go over how to calculate your entitlement. So just like VA disability ratings, there is a weird entitlement calculation that we're going to go over briefly. And then after that, we'll discuss how to fully maximize your entitlement. And then at the very end, once we go over maximizing your entitlement, then we'll discuss the 3 ways to restore your VA home loan entitlement. I'm going to try to make this video short and brief, but sometimes it's not easy. So referencing the VA Lender's Handbook, VA Manual M26-7, says that the dollar amount or portion of guarantee the VA will provide to a private lender on a loan for an eligible veteran. In human terms, that just means this is the amount of money that you are eligible to get from the VA for your home purchase. Don't let all these weird things, don't let all these weird rules, don't let all these weird words confuse you. Total amount that the VA will give you. Now, you do need to qualify for that with your debt to income ratio and credit score. That's a different conversation, but this is what the VA will allow. So how to calculate this entitlement. So if you have your COE, or if you've used your COE in the past, your certificate of eligibility, that is, then you know that there's a column, entitlement charged is the title. And if it's your first time using the VA home loan, as in you've never used your VA home loan before, it's going to say $36,000, which is very, very confusing because every house that I see is over $36,000. So this number is not how much house you can buy. This is the main component of the formula. So let's go over this real quick. So the VA home loan limits are set per county in the United States. So figure out what county you're going to buy in, figure out what that county loan limit is, and then take that number divided by 4. Then you're going to take the number from your COE, that $36,000, and you're going to subtract it from the number previously calculated. Then the final step is take your final number and multiply it by 4. That is your entire VA home loan entitlement amount. And that's the same formula if it's your first, second, or third time using the VA home loan. if you have never restored any entitlement. I know that probably is very, very, very confusing. It's very confusing for me to think about. So luckily for you, I made this video right here. It's on my channel, and it shows a more in-depth video on exactly how to calculate this with some actual examples of my COE. And then there's also a link in the description of the video that you can just get the spreadsheet. So I have a spreadsheet that has every county in the United States and the associated limits for that county for single family, duplex, triplex, fourplex. And then there's a formula where you just punch in your entitlement charge and it'll tell you how much you can buy per the county. It's not necessary. A VA lender will do it for you, but if you want to do it on your own, check out that video. It will help you. So now that we know what the entitlement is and you know how to calculate the entitlement, let's check out how to fully maximize your entitlement. So I suggest that you use all of your entitlement before you consider restoring. So I explain the entitlement as a bucket. So you have a bucket that's, I don't have a bucket, but you have a bucket that's full of your VA home loan entitlement. And every time you buy a house, you're taking out of your bucket of entitlement. And you wouldn't need to restore, which putting back into your bucket, you don't need to restore your entitlement until you've used all of it, until you've depleted your entitlement. So there is no cap on the amount of times that you can use your VA home loan. You can use your VA home loan as many times as you want. There is only a cap on entitlement, which is what I kind of pictured in the bucket scenario. So your VA home loan can be used until you run out of entitlement, like I pictured in the bucket cup scenario. You can even have 2 or 3 VA home loans at a time. So as long as you're keeping your entitlement charges below your entitlement cap, you can use your VA home loan several times and income qualify, of course. But you can have 2, and I have somebody in my family, in my group, actually has 3 VA home loans right now. So you can have multiple at a time as long as you are income qualifying. We know what the VA home loan entitlement is. We know how to calculate it. And now we know that before we think about restoring, we want to fully maximize our entitlement. So now that we understand these 3 things, we can move into the 3 ways to restore your entitlement. So the only time you're going to need this is if you have fully maximized your entitlement. If you are out of entitlement and you want to use your VA home loan again, you need to do one of these 3 things to restore that entitlement and use your VA home loan, no down payment benefit again. The first way would be to sell the property. So whenever you sell the property and you go to closing, the closing attorney or the title company, they're going to take the funds and they're going to send your payoff balance to your current loan provider, and they're going to zero out your balance. They're going to pay off that VA home loan, and then your entitlement for that property is going to be restored on your certificate of eligibility. So once you sell that property, and then your COE will reflect that you have paid off this property because it's sold, and then your entitlement will be restored. So option 1 is sell the property. Option 2 is going to be pay off the property. So if you have your remaining mortgage balance, so if you have your remaining mortgage balance just sitting around, whether it's $20, $50, $200, $300,000 sitting around, you can pay off your VA home mortgage balance, and then your entitlement will be restored. That is my understanding. So that's option number 2. So option number 2 would be pay off your VA home loan, or option 3 would be to refinance your VA home loan into a conventional or an FHA home loan. So the tricky part about refinancing your VA home loan is it will restore your entitlement for your VA home loan purchase. So that does solve the problem of restoring the amount of entitlement, but the VA home loan can only be refinanced into a conventional or FHA home loan one time. So that is something to consider whenever you are pursuing this route of restoring entitlement based off of your unique scenario and your goals and the market and interest rates and whatever else. selling the property may be more beneficial for you than refinancing because you only have that opportunity one time. Now, it will restore your entitlement and you can sell the property or pay off the property as many times as needed. From my understanding, you only have a refinance option one time. So that is something to consider whenever you are thinking about restoring your entitlement. But like I said, fully maximizing your VA home loan entitlement on the front end is the best way. So if your goal is to buy as many properties as possible, buying properties in a more affordable area may be a better solution for you. But key takeaways here from this video are the VA home loan benefit is reusable. So you do not have to just sell your property because you want to move, you want to live somewhere else. If you own a property and it has a VA home loan, you may consider renting that property out and then using your VA home loan again to go buy another one, whether you're PCSing, ETSing, or your family's growing, or your family is shrinking and your kids are graduating. You do have these options. So you can use it again. Entitlement is key. So make sure that you fully understand what your current entitlement is and how you can use it to your advantage. So like I said, check out this video. I'll go over, and it's an in-depth video on how you can calculate your entitlement and how you can use it to your benefit. And then of course, the main point of the video here is that your restoration is possible. You can get your VA home loan entitlement back by paying off your mortgage, selling your house, or refinancing that one time. Just make sure you talk with a real estate professional that has your best interest and your goals in mind whenever weighing these options. If you want to discuss your VA home buying, selling, refinancing goals and opportunities, I schedule calls with veterans and service members 7 days a week to discuss everything VA home loan related. If you're still watching this video, as I said before, liking, subscribing, sharing, commenting, these things are going to really push out this information to the right veteran, to the right service member. So if you did enjoy the video and you learned something new, just go ahead and give me a like. Or if I said something that you do not agree with or you do not believe, put it in the comments. I would love to hear about it and talk about it with you. But thanks for watching.